Of all the figures that were recently announced in the Age of the Primes line, Silverbolt was the one that I was most, or I should say least, looking forward to. Because quite frankly, a figure with a gigantic mess of whatever the heck this is was not something that appealed to me. But I am happy to state that I was completely wrong in my assumptions. This figure is freaking fantastic. All of the pictures do a terrible job of just showing you what good the figure has packed in. Yes, it has a gigantic backpack, but I could totally forgive it given the fact that the rest of the figure is just rock solid. I have zero complaints in that respect. I also think this is the best head sculpt we've ever had on a toy Silverbolt. It is the exact model from the original Generation 1 show. I also really like the gun. It's also accurate to the original figure and the show. Thankfully, it's not gigantic and overly long like we've gotten in the past. It's perfectly sized to the figure. The giant and overly long one is right there. The thing that really irritated me about all the pictures that we saw of the figure is all of the colors were muted in the pictures. And yes, they are muted in person, but it works. The mustard yellow, the red, this dark cream color, all of it works incredibly well in hand. Now, I will admit it is really weird having these bright white two dudes and then this like darker creamish color dude as the leader. It is an odd juxtaposition. The only real complaint I have about the figure in robot mode is, yes, the giant backpack, but you can see some hollowness here up around the shoulders and the collar, and my copy, the chest does not like to stay tightly plugged in. It will plug in, it's just not that tight. But then also, the figure comes with Superion's head built in, which I greatly appreciate. And the antennas, they pop off way too easily for my taste, but that's okay. But the thing you could do that I love is you can give him Superion's head in robot mode for Silverbolt. I find that so funny. All of the joints on this figure are pretty darn tight. The leg joints are nice and tight so he can hold just about any pose you can get him in. Head is on a ball joint, though whenever I move the ball joint, the shoulders do unpeg. It is annoying, but it's not the end of the world. Shoulder itself is on a swivel, and then there's a hinge right next to it. Thigh swivel, upper arm swivel, bend at the elbow is 90 degrees. Fists do not articulate, unfortunately. There is a torso swivel, but it's very limited because of the wings. The front skirts flip up so you can ratchet the legs up. You can ratchet the back, but very little because of the backpack. They swing out, no problem. Thigh swivel, bend at the knee is 90 degrees, and this is one of those, hey, I have two knee bends for the transformation. The feet are on ankle rockers and they go over 90 degrees, but they have a little bit more give forward and back for the transformation. Nice big heels that flip out, though the heel pins are a little bit too loose for my taste, but they lock in at two positions, or multiple positions, I should say. So position 1, position 2, position 3, position 4, and position 5. So you can use them as extra heel spurs to hold him up in certain poses. Overall, robot mode, very impressive. Now let's talk about the giant brick in the room. This is its battle platform, or battle gunnery mode thing. This is really stupid. This is very stupid. Now, in terms of base modes, this is less than stellar. I think Motormaster's base mode actually works better than this, but they had to do something with the kibbles and bits, so it works. It's small and it stays out of the way, and none of the stuff you see here is extra bits in Superion's mode, or Superion combined mode, which I appreciate. I really hated that extra cannon bit that was just left off to the side with Motormaster. Now, for getting this thing into jet mode, first unpeg the giant gun at the back, come to the front and pull the entire front off, then come to this bottom here and flip out these connector bits. These will peg into the jet mode. For the piece that we pulled off, flip this panel up, flip this panel up, come down to the upper thighs and turn them such that the combiner ports are facing in the same direction as these two vertical slits. Then these whole bits will peg in to the back of the jet mode. And the way things will peg in is those two vertical slits right here will peg into, or have these pegs pegged into them. And then there are these tiny little pegs on the backs of the combiner ports, right where my thumbs are, that will then peg into the tops of the fists of Superion. And just getting everything lined up is a bit of a pain, but as long as you got things situated correctly, you'll be fine. Then this panel will fold down and peg into these two peg holes, and like that. And then we just fold this top piece down and it will peg into this slot and that slot. Or, I'm sorry, that slot and that slot. Wrong slots. And there we have the entire rear of the plane mode. We'll talk about where we store this in a bit. It does go back here, but it does it in a specific way. All right, let's move on to Silverbolt himself. And this, I love this transformation. Start off with, come to the heels, fold them up into the feet like that, and then take the feet and fold them up thusly, and then turn the feet so that turn the bottom legs so that the feet are pointing inwards. Come to the fists and fold them up into the forearms. Once we have the fists folded up into the forearms, take the forearms and push them back along the back of the elbows. So we want them to be pointing back like that. Open up the chest, grab Superion's head and pull it out. Don't worry if you pop off one of the antennas. They pop off all the time for me. Every time I transform it, my big fat finger pulls off an antenna. Take the robot head, or Silverbolt's head, and fold it into the chest. Then pull the arms in, or fold the shoulder arms in like that, and they will snap into place. Fold up the chest, and then drop Superion's head down into place and get it pegged into the chest correctly, like that. And then it should look something like a T-bone. Actually, that looks better. That looks more like Soundwave's lamppost than Soundwave did. For the legs, collapse the thigh joint like that, and then bring the leg up, and the back of the leg will slide over the forearm and then peg into place. Let's do the same thing on the other side. Bring that up, fold that into place, peg it in. Now, if we were going to be forming Superion, we would just turn the head around, and this whole section would fit into the cavity that is formed in the actual exoskeleton. But that's not what we're doing today. Turn the head back around, come to the inside of the wings, and flip out the very edges of the wings, and then fold them down, and they will peg into place on these slots, like that. Grab the nose cone and unpeg it from the tail wing, and bring it all the way forward, and it will cover Superion's head and snap into place. Then come to the front of the plane mode, open it up, and flip out the actual nose cone, like so. Then the back will unfold and shimmy down, and fold up the tail wing, and we are done. The only other thing to do is flip out the landing gear that is in the back of Superion's head. The other landing gears are on the front skirts above the legs. Just flip them down to fold out the landing gears. Yeah, they're just molded plastic. They don't actually roll. I really like the Concorde plane mode that we've ended up with. Yeah, there's a giant freaking robot sticking off the bottom of the plane mode. That's been the way Silverbolt has been ever since the original Generation 1 figure. There has not been a single Silverbolt modeled after the G1 character that has not been a plane with a robot folded up underneath. It's just something we have to accept at this point, I think. I do like the plane mode. It's cool. It works. It's nice. Yeah, okay, that's still stupid. The aerial bots together in plane mode are all looking pretty darn good so far. Scale is completely out the window. We've got Slingshot, which in real life would be around 40-some feet long. Air Raid would be around 63 feet long. And then the Concorde is 202 feet long. So yeah, scale, forget about it. And then scale is even more crazy when we add this thing. So to add this thing, we're going to first fold up the wings just to get them out of the way. It just helps with us doing things later. There are another 2 slits here at the back of Silverbolt's jet mode that will peg into these pegs. And then these red bits will clasp onto the figure's legs or thighs. So we just snap everything together and then fold the wings down, and the wings will then additionally peg into these two pegs like that. Then we take the tail wing and open it up and fold it like so. The last bit will be the gun. First, fold the barrel up, turn it upside down, rotate that up to look like a tail wing, and then this whole section will just slot in underneath, and there's a peg hole right on the other side, and it'll just sit there. And there we have the really big jet mode. This extra kibble adds an additional 7 to 8 inches to the back of the toy and makes the thing really freaking back heavy. It looks so stupid. I'm sorry. It looks so absolutely ridiculous. But I'm fine with it. I really am. It's just so silly. And scale-wise, forget about it. I mean, just forget about scale. Whee! It's out the window. Overall, I'm really happy with this Silverbolt. I think this is a great set. Bit on the expensive side, but that's fine. It's Commander class. I totally get that. Now, I'm not going to do the entire Superion combination here, because I want to save that for when the other 2 planes come out. And that'll be probably August-ish timeline. A lot of Hasbro's releases have been getting bumped up because of tariffs. So that's a good thing for me, I guess. If you're into G1 and you've already got Air Raid and Slingshot, get Silverbolt if you can. It's a ton of fun. All the modes are nifty. And when you do get Superion built up, it looks really good. It's way better looking in hand than any of the pictures make it out to be. This has been my video review of Transformers Age of the Primes Silverbolt. Let me know what you think of the figure down in the comments. Thank you all for watching. I have been Baltmatrix, and I will catch you all next time.